Hello, good day. What we want to do today is factorization and expansion of quadratic expression. But before we go ahead to solve one or two questions on factorization and factorization and expansion of quadratic expression, let us quickly look at the difference between quadratic and linear. Uh, quadratic uh, quadratic can be divided into expression and equation depending on what you are given, while linear is always in the form of equation. So now let's quickly, what is the difference? In the last 3 or 4 tutorials I've posted, I I created linear equation, and today what we want to do is quadratic expression and equation. But let us try to consider the difference. So what's the difference between a linear equation and a quadratic equation? A linear equation has no exponents. For the purpose of those who do not know, I will explain what an exponent means. I will need to explain it. So examples of a linear equation are, okay, a very good example of a linear equation is what we have here. 24 minus 8x is equals to 16. 34 minus 20x is equals to 2. Why is this a linear equation? It is a linear equation because it has no exponents. What is an exponent? An exponent is the same thing as an index or a power. An exponent is the same thing as an index or a power. Let me explain exponent here. An exponent is the same thing as an index or a power. If I write 3, raised to the power of 2, the 3 here in mathematics is known as the base of this expression, the base, while these 2 can be called an exponent, index, or power. So I can actually say here that this 3, I can actually say this 3 is raised to the power of 2, or 3 or 3 index 2, or I will say 3 exponent 2. So that is what an exponent means. And if you consider what I have here very, very well in this linear equation, you will see that there is no coefficients. We don't have coefficients. You notice that you notice that there is no exponents. There's no exponents. There's no exponents. We only have coefficients and variable. Coefficient and variable. There's no any exponents. No exponent here. No exponent here. So that is why we refer to it as what? A linear equation. So let's quickly go and consider what is the quadratic equation. A quadratic expression or equation, we can have two. In this tutorial, what I want to create is quadratic expression. Maybe in the next tutorial, I will deal with quadratic equation. So a quadratic expression or equation has a quadratic expression or equation has a highest exponent of 2. It has a highest exponent of 2. Quadratic, it has a highest exponent of 2. And examples of quadratic expression or equation are, depending on the one you are given, x exponent 2 plus 8x plus 7, x exponent 2 plus 8x plus 7, x exponent 2 minus 21x plus 20. If you consider very, very well, you will notice that what we don't have linear equation exists here. This power of 2 or index 2 or exponent 2, it exists here. So that is what makes this one to qualify as a quadratic equation and an expression. This is a quadratic expression. This is a quadratic equation. For you to have an equation, you have an expression on the right side being equal to an expression on the left, and on the left hand side being equal to an expression on the right hand side. And that is why this one qualifies to be what? A quadratic equation. because there is an equal to sign here. After solving this, it will give us a solution that will make 0 to be equal to 0. Yeah, no matter what we get for this side, it must be 0 by the time we get to quadratic equation. I will explain that. So the solution for this side must be 0, and it must be equal to the 0 we have on the other side. But while this one is just an expression, so the solution for this one will be put into brackets. We can expand it to get this one back, and that's what we want to do in this tutorial. So that is the basic difference between a quadratic and linear equation or expression, depending. So let us solve one or two questions on quadratic expression. So the main topic we are treating today is quadratic expression. We've done little on linear equation in the past. So what we are doing here today is quadratic expression. Quadratic expression. I'll solve the question. I'll factorize one quadratic expression and expand it back. So these are the two questions I want to solve. These are the two questions I want to solve. X exponent 2 plus 13x plus 12. Let's quickly go and solve this. X exponent 2 plus 13x plus 12. X exponent 2 plus 13x minus 12. So how do we solve this? The way to solve this is plus 12. The way to solve this is to first of all quickly do two things. And what are the two things you will need to quickly do? You bring 12 down. It's assuming it is minus 12, you write minus 12, but this is plus 12, so just say 12. Bring 12 down. You bring 12 down. You need to bring 12 down from the equation and bring 13 down. So what I want to do is the 12 and the 13. There's a 12. You can see the 12. There's a 12 in my equation. The 12 I just brought down is this 12. While the 13 I just brought down is this 13 that you are looking at here. And remember, there is x beside 13. There is x. But don't use the s for now. Just bring 12 down, bring 13 down. This 12, we are looking at two numbers. Two numbers that we can multiply together. Two numbers that we can multiply together. Two numbers that we can multiply together in order to have 12. We are again looking at two numbers that we can add together. Two numbers that we can add together in order to have 13. So that is what we want to do now. And the best way to do this is to use what we call peer factor. Peer factor. Yeah, peer factor. If you apply peer factor to what we have here, you'll be able to solve the question. Peer factor. What is factor? If I want to find the factors of 12, I know that one, any factor of 12 are numbers that can divide 12 without any remainder. You need to know that. What is a factor? In mathematics, a factor is a number that can divide another number without any remainder. Factors of 12 are, if I want to list them, quickly list them. Factors of 12 are factors of of 12 are 1 will go in 12 without any remainder, 2 will go without any remainder, 3 will go without any remainder, 4 will go without any remainder, 5 will not go, but 6 will divide 12 without any remainder. 6 will divide 12. There's no any other number, no need of wasting time. There's no any other number that can divide 12 without any remainder. Then 12 will divide 12. Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 will not go in 12. There will be remainder. So we now move to 12 itself. 12 itself will divide 12 and 12. So these are the factors of 12. So, but when we say pair means 2. Pair means 2. Which two numbers there can I pick that I will multiply that will give me 12? Look at them very, very well. Factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. So I can You need to think fast. In quadratic equation, you need to think fast. Quickly, pair factor. We call it pair factor. So quickly think about two numbers that you can multiply together to form 12 from all these factors. So I think, let me go back up. Okay, there's no space there again. Okay, let me use this place. So I have 12 and I want to do the pair factors for 12, and we've known the factors. So I know that without being told, I know that multiply 1 multiplied by 12 must give me 12. Go and check the factors that I listed. You will see that there is 1 there, there's 12. When we go in 12, 12 will go in 12. Again, I know that 2, if I can start using 1, 2, 3, 4 and start checking. 2 and 6, 2 multiplied by 6 will give me 12. I also know that 3 multiplied by 4 will give me 12. So 4 multiplied by 4 multiply 4 multiplied by 3 2 will give us 12. But since we've written 3 multiplied by 4, is the same thing as saying 4 multiplied by 3. So I don't need to repeat. 5. There's nothing I can use to multiply 5 to get what is it called? 12. 6. 6 times 2 will give me 12. But I've used 2 times 6 already. No need of repeating. So I think I can stop here. So these are the pair factors. These are the basic pair factors for 12. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. And remember I told you here that the pair factor we are looking for, look at it. The pair factor we are looking for, eh, those two numbers, when you multiply them, they should give you 12. The same two numbers is what you now add that must give you 13. So that is where you now need to quickly do some work. So let me go and check the pair factors I've written. Let me go and check the pair factors I've written for 12. 1 times 12 is what is this called? 12. 2 times 6 is so if you can think very very fast, you will quickly see here that if I can add 1 and 12, I will get 13. If I can add my 1 and 12 here, it must give me 13. Look at it. This 1 and 12, if I can add it together by I want two numbers that I can add in order to have 13. Two numbers I can add together to have 13. That's why I just put this plus there. I'm looking at two numbers I can add together that will give me 13. Look at the pair factors I've done. I have 1 and 12 here. I have 1 and 12. I have 2 and 6. I have 3 and 4. I don't want to waste too much time. There's nothing you can do to these 2 and 6 that will give you 13. There's nothing. If you say 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2 will give you 8. If you decide to say 2 plus 2, it will give you 8. If you decide to say 2 minus 6, it will give you minus 4. If you decide to say minus 2 minus 6, it will give you minus 8. In fact, there's virtually nothing. Even if you say minus 2 plus 6, it will give you 4. So look at it. But if I can just put a plus there and I put a plus there, if I can just, in my mind, I know it is a plus. So this is plus 1 plus 12. So plus 1 plus 12 is equals to plus 13. And that is what we have here. So it then means from the three pair factors I have done here, the one that will give me, the two that will give me plus 13 is 1 and 12. That is what I've done. So let's go and solve finally. To solve finally, I will need to do two brackets because it is an expression, it is not an equation. So I'll need to quickly go and do two brackets by doing like this. I'll quickly do two brackets by doing like this. I'll open a bracket, I'll put x. That's how to solve quadratic expression. Close the bracket, open another bracket, put x, close the bracket. Then bring down what the solution you have. The solution is what? 1 and 12. The solution is 1 and 12. That's the solution that we have. It is 1 and 12. So, and they are both positive. So I will say plus 1 plus 12. So this is the solution. We are through. This is the solution. Quadratic expression does not normally take time. If you know what to do and you can think very, very fast in doing what you are supposed to do, it's not normally difficult. So let me expand this. You can factorize a quadratic expression to get expressions in brackets. Then when you now expand the expression in brackets, it will now give you the factorized form. So let me quickly Let me quickly expand this. If you are given this type of question and you are asked to expand, expand the, expand the, expand the, expand the expression above. Okay, let's quickly expand. X plus 1, x plus 12. Let's check whether it will give us what we have in the factorized form or not. X plus 1, x plus 12. X plus 1 into bracket x plus 12. So the way we normally do this is you use this x to clear the second bracket. Again, you use the plus 1 to clear the bracket. But you use x for the two items you have in the second bracket and use plus 1 to still to and apply plus 1 again to the item you have in the other bracket. So you not also need to use plus 1 against the two items you have in the second bracket. So that's how we normally expand. So let me quickly expand that without wasting much time. So bracket in mathematics actually means what? Multiplication. Bracket means multiplication. So x, my xa, my xa, positive x, multiplied by positive xa will give me x. The x I have in the first bracket multiplied by the second x in the other bracket will give me x squared, x raised to the power of 2. So then I will say x multiplied by this x multiplied by this x will give me x squared. Then this x multiplied by this plus, there is a positive sign here and there is a positive sign here, same. So this x multiplied by this 12 will give me 12x. And in writing the 12x, I will just say plus 12x. I'll go again and use plus 1. So plus 1, the plus 1 here, we go and meet this plus x plus 1x plus 1 we go and meet plus 1x. So when we multiply that, they are same. So I will have plus 1x. I will have plus 1x. But in mathematics, I don't need to write that 1. No need of putting it. You don't need of putting it. So I'll just say plus x. Then plus 1, we go and meet plus 12. Plus 1 here, we go and meet this plus 12. And it will give us what? Plus 12. 1 times 12 is 12. Plus 12. So let's solve finally. Let's solve finally. Let's solve finally. Here, x squared x squared plus 12x plus 1x will give us plus 13x plus 12. So if you check very, very well, the expression that we factorize, is actually what? X squared plus 13x plus 12. And that is what we have gotten down here. That is what we have gotten down here. It is what we have gotten down here. X squared plus 13x plus 12. So it then means what we did is right. The answer we got for the factorization is right. This is like a check. What we just finished doing is like a check. Anyway, I don't want to waste much time. You can apply the same procedure to the second question. The second question is obvious. If you have the time, if you don't mind, you can just quickly do what I have done here. Just look for the peer factor. So yeah, let me just anyway 8 and 15. 8 and 15. But I won't solve everything because I don't want this video to be too lengthy. So x squared 8x plus 15. X squared 8x plus 15. X squared plus 8x plus 15. So we are still doing the same thing. You bring down, you bring down, you bring down 15 and you bring down 8. You are looking at two numbers, peer factor, two numbers that you will multiply together that will give you 15, and two numbers that you add together that will give you 8. So the factors of 15 are 1. The factors of 15 are factors of 15. If I want to look for factors of 15, I will have 1, 3, 5, then 15 itself. So in fact, I can quickly do the pair. So which two number here will give me 15? I think it should be 1 and 15, then 3 and 5. 1 and 15, 3 and 5. If I can multiply, so just, if you have the time to do it, just multiply 1 and 15. Multiply 1 and 15 and multiply 3 and 5. As you can see, these two pair factors give us, it will give us 15. Then continue by checking between 1 and 15 and 3 and 5. Which one are we going to add together to get plus 8? Which one? Is there anything you can do to 1 and 15 in order to have 8? 1 minus 15 is minus 14. 1 plus 15 is 16. 1 minus 15 is minus 14. Anyway, if you have the time, you can just look for a pen and paper and do justice to the question. I have given you a little guide. So this is the question: x squared plus 8x plus 15. So what is the answer? After getting the answer, try to expand the bracket back. So thanks so very much. I really appreciate your time on the channel. Bye.